basically what they ate all the time. 90 million pounds to the Russians. Apparently in like the 50s, Nikita Khrushchev said, you know, if they hadn't sent us all this spam, they might not have been able to feed their troops during World War II. So a little weird canned kind of ham pork product, canned meat, may have won World War II. And the Fed is trending on X. And I wasn't sure why, and I'm still not 100% sure why, although part of it is because of this building that they're renovating. They're supposed to be renovating one of the buildings at the Fed, right? And the other day, Donald Trump came out there with Jerome Powell, and they're talking about how the renovation of the building was kind of a little bit over budget, okay? First of all, listen, the numbers on this are crazy. They wanted $2.something billion to renovate a building at the Fed. $2.1 billion. Well, this is $2.5 billion, but they're over budget by over $1 billion for one building. They're over budget over $1 billion for one building. $1 billion friggin' dollars for one building. This isn't even for building a new building. It's for renovating a building. What the actual F are they doing? If after a night of filling your rectum with vodka from a turkey baster, the cops find you changing a flat in the cereal aisle of a Piggly Wiggly and ask how much you've had to drink, and you say, nothing, are you lying? Well, no. Now, if they had been asking, have you been injecting? You'd have to say yes, but they said, have you been drinking? Well, no, absolutely. Yeah, Lord Stanhope, absolutely not. In fact, you all can try to answer these questions. Stand by. The program will begin soon. A WNBA game got stopped in the middle of the game because one of the players lost their wig while they're playing, and they had to run off. And then some fan made fun of the player, and they had to run. And they kicked the fan out for making fun of a player losing the weave. Not the weave, it was a wig. Losing their wig. They had to have a timeout for the wig, a wig emergency. Which I'm like, why the F are you wearing a wig while you're playing basketball? But then yesterday, I believe it was yesterday, a game had to be stopped briefly because someone threw a big old green dildo on the floor. Someone threw a dildo out on the floor, out of the court. They had to stop the game. I don't know if they caught the person who sent the dildo, but the green dildo was on the court, and a good large number of the players had no idea what to do with something of that shape, but that's okay. It happened, and then someone made this t-shirt or this meme, pay us what you owe us, which has a dildo on it. So that was... Hey, you know what the really good interrupt violence through community-based bystander training? Yeah, if the bystanders beat the fuck out of someone who's attacking somebody else, that would be great bystander training. They could send them to the MMA gym, you know, put them in an arm bar, smack them in the face a few times. Stop doing that bullshit. That would be the best community-based bystander training, but I don't think that's what it is. Anyway. And then the other one, they'll go back all the way to Dylan Roof. Dylan Roof's the other one, which, is anyone, okay, let me ask you something. A lot of you are right-leaning or on the right. Is there anybody in this, that you, anyone you know of? Is there anyone that you know of on the right who supports or supported Dylan Roof? Because I know everyone I can think of who's like, Dylan Roof, fuck that guy. He went out and murdered people in a church. Fuck that guy. But they claim that the left is like, oh, he was a right-wing extremist. Nah, he's a fucking asshole. Fuck that guy. Yeah, fuck Dylan Roof. Nobody gives a shit about Dylan Roof. Nobody claims him. Nobody wants him. He's an asshole. Okay? He's a little punk bitch asshole who killed a bunch of people in a church. Stand by. The program will begin soon. Reverend Robin Bartlett of First Church of Sterling, Massachusetts, uses John 1:14 in the Bible to justify why she brings her 11-year-old son to drag shows. This is what we're getting in the Rainbow Church. The Rainbow Church aren't exactly hiding. That's true. The Word became flesh and lived among us, and my body, your body, their bodies are home for the living God. That is why I take my 11-year-old boy to drag shows in the summer with my friend and fellow church leaders, Kate, and her 11-year-old boy. Especially if you're a man, bodies can be celebrated and played with. That's her message. What the fuck? California wants to let someone that is not related to your child remove her from school, him or her, enroll her in any other school in the state, authorize any medical treatment, including mental health services and drugs, without the parent's notice and knowledge or consent. Can you see what that might be a problem? This is not fear-mongering. I'm not being hyperbolic, she warned. These are unintended consequences, and it is terrifying. They are unconscionable, unavoidable. So that's one of the really bad California law that they're going to go through. I can't believe it. I'm just dumbfounded that they're doing it. Now this is interesting. That new mayor candidate, the leading Democratic mayor candidate for New York City mayor, Damme, wants cops to stop responding to attacks on Jews. And by the way, Jews in the New York City are victims of the majority of hate crimes. Not a plurality, but the majority of hate crimes against people in New York are against Jewish people. And especially religious hate crimes. Anyway, 345 hate crimes in New York City last year, more than all other minority groups combined, according to New York Police Department data. And Jewish crimes accounted for 54% of the 641 total hate crimes reported to police in the city in 2024. Since the beginning of the year, 60% of the 123 reported hate crimes have targeted Jews, according to the New York Police Department. Well, Zohran Mamdani, the radical Islamist and leftist terrorist supporter, has proposed that the New York Police Department not respond to hate crimes, instead that they be handled by social workers. Either this shifts resources away from responding to attacks on Jews and moves away from having law enforcement deal with those attacks, and instead has his political leftist allies deal with them by burying them. Every day on my show, if I put something on the screen, or I'm talking about it, or it's a topic or an article that I'm presenting in this show, I provide links to every single thing that I've talked about, and even more, the ones I didn't even get to. I drop them in the chat at the end of the show, and also I drop them in the description. So if you want to find these articles, they will be in the links at the end of the show.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Lucky Dog studio in a hidden location somewhere in the upper Midwest of the United States of America, It's a brother making his own way, but with all the wrong opinions. Welcome to the Morning Night Live with your host, the one and only PDawgKnight.
Oh, my. It's Thursday. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Morning Night Live. I'm your host, Marty, also known as PDawgKnight on the internet. Still talking like I got a frog and some other things in my throat. Oh, that didn't sound right. Anyway, hi. Happy Thursday. It's the 11th of December, 2025. Oh, I forgot to change. I'm going to change that to my Christmas theme starting tomorrow, I think, because it's almost Christmas. It's you got, what's the day? The 11th, you got, 14 more shopping days for Christmas. Unless you don't shop for Christmas, like we don't. We already have our Christmas stuff. It reminds me, I got to mail my son's gift for him and his wife. But anyway, hi, how you doing? It's again, it's Thursday, usually FTG Thursday. We got a couple of those today, but just some news, and it's weird because when I put this up, I mean, I really couldn't decide what the feature thing is today, and I caught this Bari Weiss, Erika Kirk interview. Kind of at the last second, I'm like, oh, well, that's interesting. Let's find out what the hell's going on there. But the question that they keep featuring is just the weirdest question. Well, you'll see when we get to it. Okay, how about that? Catch me outside. How about that? So anyway, let's say hi to everybody. Get going. First in the chat today is Mr. Sombum. Somnambul Nation gets the bell. It was a lonely bell, but it was definitely a bell. Also, good morning to Avocado Diabli. What's up, sir? Good morning also to Blue-Eyed Scream. Special can't ask it on my special list of favorite Canadians. Who else? Kara Soldiers in the house. Jinx. Oh, that's Midnight. Hi, Midnight. You have that. See, you keep coming up with these different ads. You got like too many of YouTube's account. Miss Wild Wolf's here. Good morning. Anna Lynn's in the house. I scrolled too fast. Let's see. Mischievous Moist Josh. That's in the Wild Wolf family. In fact, says Miss Wild Wolf. Hi, annoying sis. Okay, there you go. That says that sounds about right. A brother and sister calling each other annoying. Also, hello, Reaction Puerto Rico. You lovely island of tropical breezes. Also, the Pope's here. Pope Tyrannus III, the Blessed Lich, with today's message of hope, not from the Father, not from the Son, but from the Holy Ghost. Pope Tyre says, blessing of the divine spirit. Sometimes the greatest gift we can give to someone is a kind word and our attention. Compliment someone and listen intently. Oh, what a great message. That is such a great message. I love it. That's great. Thank you, Tyre. Also, good morning to, I said Somnambul Nation. Attack Alpaca's in the house. Zach Osborne, what up? Nice to have you back. A couple days in a row, I think, isn't it? And whoever shows up, well, you're going to show up when you show up. There you go. So, wait, annoying weirdo D's. Okay, what? Oh, Jinx is annoying. Oh, I see. Josh is Miss Wild Wolf's brother. I got that mixed up. I thought Josh was Miss Wild Wolf's, not Josh. Yeah, I thought Josh was. I thought you were the son, but you're the brother. Okay, why did I get that mixed up? So yeah, okay. So, I'll figure it out eventually. I'm learning. I'm learning something new every day, and there you go. That was something I learned today. Don't have anything significant for the holiday thing today, but there is a holiday calendar. So let's see what's important in the world today as far as holidays. It's International Mountain Day. Go celebrate a mountain by climbing one, I guess. It's not like the mountains are always there. Why do you have an International Mountain Day? Who knows? Enjoy.
One of the most alarming things about
What the bloody hell is that?
murder.
Oh my God! How'd that happen? What? It just kind of had a mind of its own. Okay, let's back to Mountain Day.
So, I'll make the joke when I get to it. What? Important, really? I don't know why. National App Day. I guess you got to celebrate everything, right? So if you have an app on your phone, go celebrate the app on your phone. Why is this like this? Okay, and then it's the UNICEF birthday day. 73rd year of UNICEF, the United Nations Children and Something Fund. Yeah, I suppose in some ways, I suppose UNICEF does good work, except when they send out aid and it gets stolen by warlords. Good morning, TC, Moist Tree Rat, and Jay Blizz is in the house. Nice to have you here. I see you popped in. And again, it's not Hanukkah yet. They keep putting Hanukkah up here on the holiday calendar. It's not Hanukkah yet. I don't know why they keep posting that, but it's close to. It's going to be Hanukkah in what, 3 days? Any brethren in the chat? I believe it's in 3 days. I think it's on the 14th, right, this year. National Noodle Ring Day. Go pies. What are those called? What are those? SpaghettiOs. It's like National SpaghettiO Day. They put noodle ring, but it's SpaghettiO Day. And then it's the anniversary of the Statute of Westminster, which says has something to do with Canada. National Caesar Day for named Caesar. And then UNICEF Day for Change. So it's both the UNICEF birthday and the UNICEF Day for Change, which means, if you see some kid ask for change on the corner, make sure to give him some. I have no idea what that means. Okay, let's get into some new stuff because I'm going to just I'm going to keep it moving today. I'm going to try to keep it moving. Apparently, one of the trending news, usually I open up X and there's 2 or 3 main trending news things. Today it's about electricity. Electricity prices rise steadily as Democrats and Republicans point fingers. Residential electricity costs have climbed from 13.66 cents per kilowatt hour in 2021 to 17.21 cents through September 2025, with a 13% jump since January. Under President Trump, the steep increases hit from 2021 to 2024 during Biden's term, fueling back and forth accusations between Democrat leaders like Chuck Schumer, the smarmy prick from New York, and Trump supporters over the same energy information. Administration data, surging demand from AI data centers, electric vehicles, and manufacturing strains from the grid alongside infrastructure and natural gas price fluctuations, while broader energy costs like gasoline have eased to $2.94 a gallon. Now, that's a significant thing to talk about because one of the things that I found when I opened up X today, too, was a moron, which there's a lot of morons on X, but this guy right here decided to post this today. Let me show you. He said, okay, hang on. Here it is. I didn't even play let me play the video first. What did he say?
God damn.
Okay, so that was insightful. Now, when I saw that, and then the little quip above the little video they put there says, "Gas prices in Trump's America," and I was thinking to myself, there's only one place in America where you're paying $5.19 a gallon for gasoline right now, because the average price of gasoline in the United States of America is $2.94. And in fact, yesterday I paid $2.51 a gallon at my local Sam's Club to fill my truck. I was very happy about that. But then I was thinking, wait a minute, this dummy must be in California, because California just raised their gas taxes by an additional 65 cents a gallon. So that is gas prices in Gavin Newsom's California, not in Trump's America. So anyway, let's go back to this energy thing. So now this is funny. Oh, Trump's answer for everything. Well, look. People are like talking about the gas price. So or electricity prices. So this is important. Democrats' inability to understand basic stat charts has led them to repeatedly highlight the damage their party did to the economy and utility bills when they were in power. Completely undermines their entire affordability campaign. Because here's Chris Murphy, Democrat from Connecticut. He's a Connecticut dude, right? This is important, especially that part about costs going up because Trump is making them go up, not because of natural economic factors. And so he puts this chart up. U.S. electricity prices, average U.S. city. Now, again, because of these AI data centers that are coming everywhere, and they're trying to build one not too far from my house here, they're using up electricity. The demand for electricity is going up like crazy between data centers and electric cars, right? And so the idea that the electric car is going to be the be-all, end-all is whatever. But so he features this chart by Brian Schatz, who's one of these Democratic influencer paid fuckwads. Now this is from September 20th, but whatever. You know, Chris Murphy blames this all on Trump, but then you look at this. There's a little primer on what happened, and there you go. This is during Biden's term when this all went up, and finally now it did go up another 13%, I guess, since then. But you can't really blame this on. And I don't necessarily even blame it on Biden in some ways, although he made it tougher to get energy. You missed. Oh no, I'll get there. I'm not done. I've. The cute pupper. Are you talking about in the? Yeah, I'm coming back to that. If you're talking about acknowledging the people who share the show, I'll get to that in a second. So anyway, I always love when they throw a chart out here because they forget how much things went up during the Biden years. Not and look, it'd be nice. Look, the fact that we did not start building those nuclear plants that we talked about yesterday. The fact that we didn't start building them 20 years ago, where they'd be very useful right now, that's part of the problem. So, hey, Zero the Hero's here. What's up? Quickstar near me has gas at $2.19. Yeah, there's a couple places in the country that the price of gas is under $2. Someone put us a picture of them. They got it for $1.99 a gallon. That's probably like in Missouri or something. For some reason, gas prices in Missouri are always really much lower than pretty much everywhere else. Because I drive a lot. I should qualify that. Back when I used to drive through Missouri a lot, I was always astonished how much lower the gas prices were there. So anyway, so I laugh because, these people are always, well, I didn't pick this grass. Oh, that's funny. Republicans will cherry pick a date to make Biden look bad and Trump look good. Democrats will cherry pick data to make Trump look bad and Biden look good. The truth is Trump's shutdowns of 2020 and his CARES Act combined with Biden's reckless spending caused today's inflation. So that's, that's if that's the way you want to put it. But it's the Democrats who picked those charts. Oh, I didn't even say that on the page. Anyway. All right, let me go back to something that I did forget, but now I remember. Thanks to people sharing the show today, which I've already done some clicking and reposting. But thank you, Sound Double Nation, sharing the show as always. And this is a great. Never go full Tim Walz. Is that synonymous with retard? I don't know. Also, Ms. Wild Wolf sharing the show. Thank you very much. And also the kitty. The dad's a kitty. Oh, you weren't talking about the pup. The kitty. You were talking about the pup. What cute pupper this morning? I'm not sure what you're talking about. Anyway, also, Reaction on Puerto Rico. Got the fist bump theme today. Very well done. With the Let's Go. I could have sworn I saw Tyre share the show. Oh, yeah, you retweeted the show, Tyre and Sound of Malaysian and Reaction on Puerto Rico redoing the show. And our daily Ric Flair, woo! Which I haven't even reposted yet. And TC, thank you for posting the show too. I appreciate all you all who do that. So there you go. Oh, you got a new puppy? Oh shoot, I'll have to go back and watch. I'm not home when you're streaming before me. I'm barely getting home. I'm trying to set up this show, trying to figure out what the hell I'm going to talk about that day. So it's nearly impossible for you to watch while I'm doing that because I got other things going on. But anyway, I'm going to go back and watch that now. All right, now what did I say one of the holidays was? Let's see. It was International Mountain Day. Right? Yeah, International Mountain Day, which is appropriate because Dolly Parton's also trending. That's terrible. Anyway, and the reason Dolly Parton is trending is because somebody on X, insulted Dolly Parton. And that's just not something you do. I'm sorry. You do not insult Dolly Parton. I don't care what it is. Someone named Julie Donuts. So Dolly Parton apparently was she was at a Costco, right? She was in a Costco. They launched a book. She decided that she'd come down and meet the little people at a Costco and do some book signing and stuff. And so this lady named Julie Donuts, who unfortunately identifies as a MAGA person, because I'm sorry, you do not insult Dolly Parton, but she says, oh, look, this creepy creature is promoting its book at Costco. Perfect match. Which I'm like, well, what's wrong with Costco, first of all? And look, Dolly Parton's Dolly Parton. She's the nicest lady on the planet. And she does a lot of good things for people. And so people are ripping this lady to shreds for insulting Dolly Parton. And look, I understand why some people might think she's a little creepy, but she's a national treasure. You do not insult Dolly Parton. And so all the lefties are clamoring to rip on MAGA people for insulting Dolly Parton. But no, it's an individual named Julie who insulted Dolly Parton. And so there you go. Everybody loves a good book. Gift star of the show, My Life on Stage this season, along with Behind the Seams, My Life in Rhinestones, and Songteller, My Life in Lyrics, the full trilogy of my life. Find them wherever books are sold. She's out there hawking books. Good for Dolly Parton. It's very dangerous to insult Dolly Parton, especially on a public forum like X, because people will rip you to shreds. So here's something right here. See, for example, you coming after Dolly, the Dolly Parton? Turn your fucking America card in. We do not hate on Dolly ever. She ain't perfect, but we give her the respect she fucking earned over her life. You are no longer an American if you hate Dolly Parton. Full stop. I'm going to just say, sure, right. Yes, that's exactly right. Don't hate on Dolly Parton. And Simon Noble Nation, Hawk Books greater than Hawk Tua. So there you go. And Avocado Stialby says, I still would. You know, I'm guessing, by the way, TC wouldn't, because TC likes to take one for the team, and even Dolly Parton, you know, even for an old lady, she's all right, you know. So don't ever insult Dolly Parton. Let's see, somebody here, by the way, this actually was one of those stories, those main stories today. Dolly Parton visits Nashville Costco to promote her memoir. Dolly Parton stopped by a Nashville Costco this week to see star of the show, My Life on Stage, on the shelves. A harsh comment called her a creepy creature, but praise overwhelmed it. Yeah, as well it should. Celebrating her imagination library that has delivered over 200 million books to children worldwide, and her $1 million donation to coronavirus vaccine research in 2020. Fans highlighted how she still runs Dollywood, releases Christmas albums, and connects across divides with her approachable spirit. A few noted conservative disagreements over her vaccine support and lighthearted comments on social issues, yet her enduring warmth has shown through. Yes, it absolutely has. Hello, you already here, never mind. All right, so yeah, I'm telling you, don't look at all the people coming after this lady for ripping on Dolly Parton. Dolly Parton has done more to save American lives than Donald Trump and Republicans. No, I don't care if she's MAGA or not. She did not speak for nobody except for herself with that creepy comment, because no, don't hate on Dolly Parton, period. All right, let's move on. Enough about Dolly Parton. This is sad, and this is also in the main articles today. Good Samaritan stabbed on a Charlotte light rail after protecting riders. This is, and you know, maybe he needed to choke the chokehold, but he didn't. On December 5th, 24-year-old Kenyan Dobie confronted 33-year-old Oscar Solorzano Garcia on Charlotte's Lynx Blue Line after the man harassed riders. Solorzano Garcia stabbed Dobie in the chest and fled. Dobie removed the blade himself before medics rushed him to the hospital for severe lung damage from his bed. Dobie said he stepped in so it wouldn't happen to someone older. Police arrested the twice deported suspect. Oh shit! Another deportee who's back, and this is why y'all. If you happen to be on the left and you don't like the deportations, this is why we're doing them. The twice deported suspect nearby on attempted murder charges. Dobie's GoFundMe raised over $100,000, though he now faces his own unrelated assault charges from October warrants. Oh shit. Well, look, this guy took a knife to save some people. Let's give him some grace. Shit. So here it is. The man stabbed in the chest by an illegal alien on the train in Charlotte, North Carolina. Kenyan Dobie is in critical condition with a tube in his chest and pumping blood out of his lungs. According to authorities, Dobie was the only person who stood up and told the drunk illegal to stop screaming at riders, including an elderly woman on the train. For his efforts, he was knifed in the chest. Quote, "I guess it's better off it happened to me and not an older person. I wasn't trying to be a macho man, but what I won't allow is you to attack random people for no reason, especially the elderly." So good for this guy. Give this guy a hero badge. Good for him. And a lot of people talking about that. A lot of people on the right are talking about it. And you know, they're talking about they're praising a brother. I know this makes people on the left's heads explode because they don't get it. Good for this guy. And look, fuck the dude who stabbed him. Send his ass to jail and then send his ass to El Salvador, prison in El Salvador, for all I care. All right, moving on. Code Pink is trending. You know who Code Pink is, right? Those freaking. I mean, they're super anti-war, but they're also super like out there, you know, socialist left-wing organization. And the reason they're trending is because of this. Because of this. Wait, let you see this. Code Pink with Marjorie Taylor Greene, the soon-to-be former congressperson. Geez, what? Someone says, I don't ever want to hear any conservatives defending Marjorie Taylor Greene again. Here she is hanging out with Code Pink, and they just love her and will miss her. Nice kafiyas. Again, she missed all the congressional votes last week. MTG is trash. Is she wearing... No, she's not wearing a kafia, but the friggin' Code Pink shitbags are. And I shouldn't call them shitbags, but there they are. Anyway, thank you. Good morning, Selected Boy. But no, Marjorie Taylor Greene's not wearing one, but they said we visited Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene today to thank her for becoming such a strong anti-war voice in Congress and tell her we miss her. You know what? They lying their ass off. They're lying their ass off. Look, because, well, they agreed with one thing she did, being the anti-war, not against the Ukraine war and whatnot. But I guarantee you, if they saw her voting, they had to pay attention to her voting record. Why are they praising Marjorie Taylor Greene for what? I can't figure it out. They're weird. They are weird. Okay, enough about that. That's trending. Excuse me. Oh, and the other thing, Time Magazine. Who? Oh, Time Magazine. Yes, I remember when Time Magazine was a big deal. Time Magazine has come out with its announced. Well, I don't know if they announced on purpose, but their Person of the Year announcement was leaked, so then they decided to officially put it out. Time Magazine's Person of the Year this year are the architects of AI. And the article is called "Why the Architects of AI Are the Times 2025 Person of the Year." Now, remember, and if they got like, who's in this picture? I can't even see who they are. It's like all the tech bros, the tech bro CEO type peoples. Which is interesting because this person's very angry about it. Times Person of the Year are the reckless thieves who destroy intellectual property and ensure we can no longer trust our eyes. Video, photo, art, and writing have all been assaulted by generative AI, doing nothing productive for society but making the oligarchs richer. Oh, snap! They're not happy about it. Some people think Charlie Kirk should have been the Time Person of the Year, which I don't know. Probably not. But anyway, let's see. Where's the Time? Here's Time. I'm trying to find the actual post. Here it is from Time Magazine. 2025 was the year when artificial intelligence full potential roared into view, and it became clear that it will be no turning back. For delivering the age of thinking machines, for wowing and worrying humanity, for transforming the present and transcending the impossible, the architects of AI are Times 2025 Person of the Year. So here's the article they came up with. And I'll just read the first few lines here. The CEO of NVIDIA enters a cavernous studio at the company's Bay Area headquarters and hunches over a table, his head bowed. At 62, the world's 8th richest man is compact, polished, and known among his colleagues for his quick temper as well as his visionary leadership. Right now, he looks exhausted. He stands silently. It's hard to know if he's about to erupt or collapse. Now, I don't know why they decided to be so dramatic to start this, but, it might. Does it keep you reading? I don't know. Then someone puts on a Spotify playlist and the stirring chords of Aerosmith's Dream On fill the room. Huang puts his trademark black leather jacket on and appears to transform, donning not just the uniform, but also the body language and optimism, benefiting one of the foremost leaders of the artificial intelligence revolution. Okay, they're just going to blow smoke up with this. Oh, there's Elon Musk. There's, I don't see Zuckerberg. That's the dude from NVIDIA. Okay, so it's dedicated to the tech bros. I'm just gonna put the article out here. You can read this shit yourself. But some people are not happy about it. Let's just, of course, because no one's ever happy with whoever they choose for Times Person of the Year. But there's also another side note here, and this has to do with sports. I know some of you don't do the sports thing, but they also chose Time's Sports Person of the Year. And I'm just going to ask you in the poll today, before I move on, and so you're going to have to answer this quickly. Do you know who, and I'm not going to type it here, I'm going to say the name. This is, okay, do you know who this is? The Times Sports Person of the Year is Asia Wilson. I'm going to give you 20 seconds to answer. Answer the poll in the chat. Do you know who Asia Wilson is? Just yes or no. And I'll just because I thought it's funny because if you're following sports this year, yes. Asia, I guess, had a significant achievement in sports, but I don't think it's anywhere near significant. Nobody should be as significant as Shatimi. What's the baseball player for the Dodgers that won like 2 World Series games and hit like 3 home runs in one game in the frickin' World Series? Let's see. Here it is. Shohei Ohtani. like was Babe Ruth-esque in the World Series, getting the Dodgers. Is it related? Is Asia Wilson? Is it related to Tom Hanks volleyball? No. And wait, does nobody know who Asia Wilson is? None of you know? How many people? 15 votes. Nobody. One person. Okay, so Asia Wilson. Okay, that gives me a good sample. That's a good enough sample because I think it's only that many people here. So I'm going to end the poll right now. Asia Wilson is the center for WNBA's Las Vegas Aces. And they made her sports person of the year. Now, and she spent the whole year bitching about Caitlin Clark, who wasn't even playing this year. And Jason Whitlock has a very good take on this, about this, and I want to play it, okay? Here's Jason Whitlock talking about Time Magazine's Sports Person of the Year, because he makes a very good point.
Asia Wilson gets named Time Athlete of the Year, a WNBA player. I was thinking of like the legitimate candidates for athletes in 2025. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Miles
Maybe.
Garrett,
No.
Matt Stafford.
No.
Scotty Scheffler won 2 majors.
Maybe, but
and will likely be the golfer of their year. What this bending over backwards and pandering to women and pandering to the WNBA. This is
first of all, Shohei Ohtani should be the athlete of the year. I mean, he did something no one's done in 100 years. So anyway, but yeah, so they chose Asia Wilson. Maybe because they made Caitlin Clark that a couple years ago, and so now they needed to fix the WNBA person there. But this is the craziest shit. Anyway, since when has Time Athlete of the Year even been a thing? They've been doing it for years, actually. But it's always part of the Person of the Year, and then they go and feature the Person of the Year in different areas. So anyway, but yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. Anyway, so I just thought I'd bring that up. But yeah, a lot of people giving their opinion on whether or not, and also when they said the tech bros, the AI people, a lot of people are mentioning that they gave the Time Person of the Year to Hitler and who's the other guy? Stalin a couple times. So again, the Time Person of the Year is not, and also gave it to Greta Thunberg one year. Remember that? So the Time Person of the Year is, to them, they're talking about Newsmaker of the Year. It doesn't mean that they're the greatest person of the year. It just means they're the Newsmaker of the Year. And so apparently, look, Pol Pot never got it. You're right. Pol Pot never got it. But I could see, AI is the biggest phenomenon over the last couple of years. So maybe it's appropriate this year. All right, let's move on. What else we got? Oh, now, this is important. And I have to ask TC, what the hell's going on here? Okay, and thank you, Green Bradger Outdoors, for bringing this to my attention. This is very important. We're just gonna watch a little footage, and I can't tell from the profile whether or not it is TC, but we're gonna play it anyway. So here's the video. Apparently, well, here the commentary is already added in, so I'm not gonna say anything.
Well, appears to be another Bros and Does party. It looks like they got food catered from the Cracker Barrel as they continue to munch down on the appetizers.
Okay.
But it looks like we have a party crasher here looking to get some appetizers of his own. And you can see Bambi over there enjoying her salad, and oh my God, takes an uppercut and literally knees buckle like a newborn deer and still confused. Bambi's like, what the hell is this shit? Nice uppercut that turns into a TKO.
Okay, he added some music in there. I got to turn it off. Anyway, I'm going to just mute it because that's some funny shit. The squirrel's like smacked the shit out of that deer. Watch. There it is in slow motion. Oh! Took him down and then ran away like a bitch. Anyway. So that's some That's some nature on nature crime. And then they're playing Move, Bitch, Get Out the Way, and playing it over and over. But damn, that's like a Tyson uppercut. I was like, way to go, TC. You're awesome. Okay. Now we've had some comic relief. What else do I got today? On the cover today, I got Bari Weiss and Erika Kirk. A lot of people are mad about Bari Weiss. Apparently she's got some big position at CBS News now. And some people aren't happy about it. Someone here says the Bari Weiss era of CBS News is here, and what Bari Weiss has decided the people want is more Bari Weiss. Well, that's a good thing. So apparently she posted this interview of her talking to Erika Kirk, and here's one of the promotions for it. And I think this is funny because someone says, why is Bari Weiss walking during a short promo? It's to give the impression she's so important and so busy she can't even stop for 20 seconds to film a promo. It's all theater and whatever. So here's what they're talking about, because this is Bari Weiss and her promo. By the way, Avocados Diablo, I got to ask you something. And now I'm gonna throw this back at you. Does this shot of Bari Weiss at all make you forget about that Adam Schiff thumbnail? See, does that do it for you? All right, here's Bari Weiss promoting her interview with Erika Kirk. Oh, I should probably not mute that though. Wait, what the hell? Why is that mute? Oh, it's muted because last time I had this. Why is that not working? That's weird. Oh, because I had that whole page muted. All right, let's try that again, because I should unmute the page that I muted. Here we go.
I just sat down for an hour with Erika Kirk.
Oh my goodness!
Talked about everything.
Oh, everything?
What was going
everything?
through her
Why
head
are you
when she
walking?
stood on that stage?
Why are you walking to the
forgave her
newsroom?
Husband's alleged murderer. We talked about all of the conspiracies surrounding his assassination, and of course, we talked about grief, political violence, and so much more. Watch this Saturday night on CBS at 8 p.m. Okay,
so anyway, and if you don't know who Bari Weiss is, she used to be at the New York Times, and she got unceremoniously dumped from the New York Times, and then she started, she and a couple others, I think she might be, not Substack, what's the one that she started? I'll have to think about it, but anyway, but now she apparently has, is over at CBS News, and people aren't happy. But now I wanted to, they have one clip from that interview with Erika Kirk that I wanted to show you too, because I as I saw this, I was like, why would you ask this question? And also, this is a part of the interview that probably Candace Owen is watching very intently to do some psychological analysis of Erika Kirk's reaction, because Candace knows everything. But anyway, here we go. Here's the part of the interview that they put out in promotion.
Erika, one of the most alarming things about Charlie's murder was the way that some people in this country reacted to it.
Yeah.
And not just online. This was...
I don't know if she prepared Erika for this question or not. Maybe she did, maybe not.
This was an idea that you encountered a lot. And the idea was this. They kind of justified it. They basically said that because Charlie said or believed things that they believed were controversial or even hateful, that he somehow had it coming. Yeah, what do you say to people who justified his death?
Does anyone feel like this is an interview strictly for clicks? And I'm not sure if I even like the way she asked the question. But anyway, here it goes.
You're sick. He's a human being. You think he deserved that? Tell that to my 3-year-old daughter. Excuse me. You want to watch in high res the video of my husband being murdered and laugh and say he deserves it? There's something very sick in your soul, and I pray that God saves you. I pray, because that is what is so wrong. The internet in this world has dehumanized us.
All right, so that's her answer, right? Now, I don't have an opinion one way or another on this. There's too many weird things about the whole thing, and I get it. There's so many problems with what happened and how it happened and who did it and whatnot and how they caught the guy and everything. There's all kinds of stuff, speculation and weirdo things about it. And so yeah, there's inconsistencies and yada yada yada, right? But I'm a little weirded out by people thinking that Tim Pool is right. What does Tim Pool say? I don't even know. I've stopped watching any videos about this or any information about it. So what's interesting is how people react to this, though. Erika Kirk will be richly rewarded by our Lord for patiently enduring not only the brutal martyrdom of her husband, but the absolute demonic abuse her family has since received, which I'm not sure what that specifically is. People rest in peace. 9-year-old girl knows how to show love and respect to Erika. There's people supporting her. The man said, they said deserved it. Oh, he was trying to be, he had a nice message for this trans person. I'd like to rewatch that video when I'm in a bad mood. It always makes me feel better. Oh, that's not good. When people mock anyone's death, they are revealing a very serious sin issues in their own hearts. So these people mostly supporting Erika. Oh, here's the one I was waiting for. And I don't know if I should do a dramatic reading of this or what. I don't have any more. I don't have any more music to put behind it. Let's see. Do I have anything sad music? No, I don't. Anyway, here's a dramatic reading. Poor Erika. Poor woman. Fuck you for asking that moronic question, Barry Weiss, and making Erika cry. What a piece of shit you are, and how awful. You should be ashamed. Fuck off. Thank you very much. There's a lot of answers like that. So anyway, I just thought it was kind of, I mean, I know she's going to get that. It's not that she wouldn't get that question. But it's the way Barry Weiss asked it is just weird to me. I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. All right. I got a few articles open because that's all I took off of, X today. Oh, looky here. We have our first sponsor today, and it's none other than Mr. Avocados Diabli. Thank you for sponsoring the show. You are the new Streamlabs Superstar sponsor of the day. Thank you, sir. Avocados Diabli says, oh, maybe I need to do a dramatic reading of this. Oh, fuck off. She is always going to be asked that question in every interview she ever does. It is the only reason they are even interviewing her. Okay, well, I'm fucking right off then. No, I got you. Yes, thank you, sir. Thank you. It's not that she asked the question. It's just the weird way she asked it. You know, it doesn't sound all that sensitive and shit. Ms. Wawa, I wish you would do a video that Trigger Smart did it on the pendant theory. It has actually opened the eyes of a lot of people. You talk about the way the pendant flew forward because they think that they got hit from behind in the back of the head. That one, is that what you're talking about? I don't think anyone shot him with a 30-06 rifle from far away. I don't either. That's a theory, or that doesn't make sense. Or no, it was the World War II rifle, not a 30. Well, it was a 30-06, but it was a World War II rifle. Oh, that was directed at the Twitter post, not you. Oh, okay. Well, either way, if you want to tell me to fuck off, I don't care. It's just, I'm just one of those guys. Yeah, the M1. That whole thing. Oh yeah, this kid with an M1, from whatever distance, accurately hit Charlie Kirk. I'm not buying it. And in fact, Cannon Hotep did a video about it because he has the actual rifle they thought it was supposed to do it, and he's just like, nah, that's probably not it. It would do a different kind of damage. All right, yes, a 1918 30-06 that they claim. We have a 1917, which is the actual pew they showed. Oh, okay, but it is an M1 with a 30-06 ammo. All right. So let's move on to some articles here. Remember when Alyssa Slotkin, the senator, whatever, and those other 6 put out their little video telling service members to not to obey illegal orders, right? Well, apparently she's now dropping another explanation. This is like a few weeks later. She's got another explanation for her her seditious presentation. During a recent interview by the far-left Daily Beast, Senator Alyssa Slotkin, Democrat from Michigan, one of 6 Democratic lawmakers who collaborated on the infamous video telling service members they have a duty to refuse unlawful orders, made an extraordinary claim. She said they felt compelled to act because, quote, there were so many people coming to us who were on active duty, recent veterans, family members of service members who were coming to us individually saying 2 things. Excuse me. One, I'm concerned I'm going to be sent in uniform to an American city, like LA, Chicago, Memphis, and I'm going to be asked to do things either I don't think are legal or I'm not trained for. What do I do? And then this fall, it really turned, and it became a lot of people who were involved in the operations around the Caribbean who asking those same things. Hey, I'm not sure. I don't know if this is legal. I don't know if I'd be held accountable later after this administration. I can't get a straight answer about whether this is legal or not. What do you think I should do? So we're hearing that there was a lot of juju in the system on that for months, and that's why we made the video, just restating the Uniform Code of Military Justice. Alyssa Slotkin claims Democrats made the illegal order video because of a slew of military personnel who were coming to them with concerns for months. I don't know if this is legal. I don't know if I'll be held accountable after this administration. Blah, 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 blah. Now, as this article states, and I'm just going to read it because I was going to say the same thing anyway. Isn't it remarkable that after 3 full weeks of scrambling to defend that misguided, unprecedented video, the best Slotkin could offer was anonymous sources? Given that Democrats and much of the legacy media frequently base most of their sensational claims on anonymous sourcing, I'm sure this explanation will play just fine with the party base. You know what I mean? It more than satisfied the Daily Beast, though, whose headline for the segment blared, "Why Troops Are Blowing Whistle on Trump," according to a senator. The outlet reported military personnel have expressed anguish over carrying out questionable orders since then. Now, for many of us, though, it's far too flimsy an excuse for what we've already interpreted as a seditious act, merely the latest move in what is plainly the Democrats' broader calculated effort to undermine the Trump administration. They are almost certainly doing the same thing with the rest of the bureaucracy, just not as publicly. And her latest remarks also contradict her first public comments following the video's release. If any of the oh wait, let's see what's this? What's this? Oh, this is her first public comments on X. Last night, with the FBI's counterterrorism division appeared to open an inquiry into me in response to a video that President Trump did not like. The president directing the FBI to target us is exactly why we made this video in the first place. Wait, what? That has nothing to do with some whistleblower. He believes in weaponizing the federal government against the perceived enemies and does not believe the laws apply to him or his cabinet. He uses legal harassment as an intimidation tactic to scare people out of speaking up. Well, fuck off, lady. But these Democrats who truly couldn't care less about the lives or deaths of the crew members transporting drugs to the U.S. chose a different path, for one far more disingenuous and dangerous. And Lucas laid this out clearly in his essay. It is an effort to create plausible deniability for misleading subterfuge. Their slick video production was not an innocent civics lessons for ignorant troops who somehow needed additional instruction on military law. It is in fact an effort to undermine the president and to encourage disobedience of his orders, to sow chaos in the ranks, and to promote continued lawfare and turmoil in the military, all of which is intended to hamstring this president because they disagree with his policies. Right on. All right, thank you, Avocados Diablo. Another 223 in the tip jar saying, seems to me, if I were trained to kill and or be killed, being sent to an American city where I just have to stand there and look imposing would be a welcome surprise as compared to like being asked to charge through a minefield. Oh, you're so true. That is so true. That is so true. All right. Next, let's see, we did that one already. This is the Somali section. Now, writer from the front page, Daniel Greenfield, when Donald Trump was saying that, Somalis don't contribute anything, and then some of the different Democrat Congress critters and whatnot were saying, oh, they contribute so much, they pay this, they pay taxes, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, the fact is, they're a super net loss for Minnesota, not just in fraud, which compounds the loss that they create, but also just the fact that we're paying for them all to live here. So here's the article. Somali immigrants are revitalizing Main Street America. NBC News claimed a barrage of similar stories hailed Somalis and other Muslim migrants for transforming Middle America. Yeah, that's a two-sided or double-edged sword. After President Trump's criticism of Somali abuse triggered by reporting of massive $1 billion plus in frauds conducted by the David Horowitz Freedom Center, other conservative media outlets, the media has rushed out more of these same stories about Somali accomplishments. But let's look at some facts. Somalis are the second largest foreign-born population in Minnesota after Mexicans. 42% of Somalis fall below the poverty line. This is far worse than the 21% poverty rate for African Americans or any Christian African immigrant population, such as Ethiopians or Nigerians, which are 18 and 8% respectively. Nigerians are like the hardest working African immigrants out there. They're kind of like, in fact, I think the average Nigerian income exceeds Americans' income. Like immigrants from Nigeria, they're kind of like they're just behind Indians or it's like Indians, Chinese, and then Nigerians as far as making money. But whatever. But only, let's see, Nigerian owns homes, so do 45% of Nigerians own homes, so do 27% of African Americans, but only 12% of Somali settlers in America do. And if they do, it's probably because they got some fraud money. Anyway, Somali exceptionalism is not racial or immigrant, it's cultural. 40.6% of Somali settlers in Minnesota don't even have a high school degree. 40% of Somalis have income at the 200% federal poverty line. 40% of Somali settlers in Minnesota earn below $35,000 a year. Their median household income is $43,600. This limits any taxes they are likely to pay and allows them nearly limitless access to welfare, which is what the biggest rub is. The way that they set it up here for Somali immigrants, not just here, but in other places, is, they brought all these people, they all put them on, they immediately found ways to get them on government subsistence. They get free housing, they get, food stamps, cards, whatever. And so they don't spend, and they get housing, everything they give is free. And then they get cash payments on the side doing side work. But most of them live for free. And some of them, like for example, we had that example where one of the people, they only report having one wife, but they might have 3 or 4. So if they have more than one wife, the second, third, fourth wife can all get EBT cards, and then they use that money to fund a restaurant or whatever, to get supplies for the restaurant. It's just crazy. Nigerians are very industrious, thus all the scams. Well, I'm talking about immigrants, not the Nigerians that are doing the scams from Nigeria. But anyway, recent media stories claim that Somalis pay about $67 million in state and local taxes. Now, considering that there are estimated 100,000 Somalis, that comes out to about $670 per Somali. That $670 not only falls far short of the average tax burden of over $8,000 in the state, but it also pays for about 2 weeks of public school for one of their children, and a few months of their food stamps, or 2 of their medical visits, or a few months of food stamps or 2 of their medical visits. Never mind the cost of a single court date. Now, while Somalis for now form only a small part of the adult population of the state, their offspring represents a sizable part of the underage population, with over 42,000 Somali offsprings to over 68,000 black children. So at this rate, Somalis will outnumber African Americans in Minnesota, which I'm shocked that they don't already, because there are Somali kids everywhere. 1 in 5 children in the state are already foreign born. Minneapolis spends about $18,500 per pupil. The cost of educating the Somali offspring alone amounts to $750 million per year. The $67 million that Somalis allegedly pay in taxes doesn't even cover 10% of the cost of educating their kids, never mind everything else. Oh, and by the way, in Minnesota, all school kids, regardless of their financial situation, get free breakfast and free lunch at school. They passed that law. Doesn't matter what your income is. All schools provide free breakfast and free lunch for students now. That was a law passed by our legislature. Makes no sense. Why some of these rich school districts have to do that when people can, I don't care if people have subsidized lunch programs. That's fine if they're poor. Why are we paying breakfast and lunch for every kid in the state? That is the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard. And whenever you mention that, some liberal's going to go, "Oh, you want to take food from children?" Yeah, fuck off. If people can afford to buy their kids and feed their own kids, why am I feeding them? My kids are grown. It pisses me off so much. Anyway, now, Had the Somalis remained just another underemployed high welfare population, they would have been mostly overlooked, but members of the community took existing welfare abuses to a whole new level with massive series of super frauds, beginning with the $250 million meal fraud in which Somali facilities claimed to be feeding over 100,000 kids, more than twice as many kids as they had, that escalated to 120,000 cash bribe and efforts by those to flee America. Yeah, by the way, at some of these trials, they literally tried to bribe some of the jurors and got caught. It's hilarious. Then there's the signature billion-dollar autism fraud. 1 in 6 Somali 4-year-olds were supposedly suffering from autism, leading to mass demands for culturally sensitive services. The services were fraudulent, and the parents were paid to sign their kids up by the providers. Somali food aid demands shot up from 3.4 million in 2019 to 42 million, to 197 million. In 2021, autism claims follow a similar pattern, going from 3 billion in 2018 to 54 million in 2019 to 77 million in 2020 to 183 million in 2021 to 279 million in 2022 to 399 million in 2023 and nearing $400 million most of the way through 2024, totaling over $1.4 billion. These two giant frauds were supplemented by $100 million plus housing and daycare frauds that take the toll for Somali welfare to be somewhere in the neighborhood of $1.5 billion. Divide that up by the Somali population, you get about $15,000 per person fraud burden. Deduct the reported $67 million in taxes that you get at $1.43 billion and a $14,300 per person burden. So those are just the basic numbers. They do not take into account the wave of Somali crime, including the unwanted sexual activity, starts with an R, recently reported on by the Freedom Center, or the ICE arrested illegal alien criminals in Minneapolis, including a Somali pedophile and a PDF file. I can't say that on YouTube. And Abdulkadir Sharif Abdi, a Somali illegal alien and former member of the Gangster Disciples and Vice Lord. We are often told that Somalis and immigrants are in Minnesota to do the jobs that Americans won't do, except a lot of them on paper don't have jobs. That's why they're in public housing. And are we really suffering from a shortage of gang members? No. Anyway, it goes on, but you get the point. No, they don't bring in enough money to cover what they're costing us. They're a net loss for Minnesota. Another article, though, by the way, and here it is. In Minnesota, nearly every Somali household with children is on welfare. Now, nearly every is not every, but still. More than 8 in 10 households headed by Somali refugees in the state of Minnesota are on one or more forms of American taxpayer-funded welfare, a new data published by the Center for Immigration Studies reveals. The data, based on 10 years of data from the Census Bureau American Community Survey, shows drastic disparities between native-born American households and Somali-born households in Minnesota. There are nearly 80,000 residents have Somali ancestry compared to 0 who had Somali ancestry in 1990. In particular, the data shows that 81% of Minnesota households headed by Somali refugees are on one or more forms of welfare, including 27% who are on cash welfare, 54% who are on food stamps, and 73% who are on Medicaid. Compare this massive welfare use to native-born Americans residing in Minnesota, only 21% of whom are on one or more forms of welfare, including just 6% who are on cash welfare, 7% who are on food stamps, and 18% who are on Medicaid. So, yeah, it's a net loss. That's why, and then they find ways to make money on the side, and they all drive beautiful cars. It's amazing. All right, other articles I have open, but I'm not going to get to. Apparently, blue state governors are blocking no tax on tips for their constituents to resist Trump. It's maddening. Some people who work in those industries should be pissed off. In legal insurrection in Hoboken, New Jersey, the mayor apologizes for flying the Palestine flag on the first Intifada anniversary. Outgoing Hoboken Mayor Ravi Bala apologized for flying the Palestinian flag over City Hall on December 9th. December 9th is a significant date for Jewish people. Why? The first Intifada started on December 9th, 1987, when the Palestinians decided they were going to go slaughter Jews, I guess. He did apologize. Earlier today, the flag of Palestine was raised outside Hoboken City Hall at my direction following requests from local residents of Palestinian descent. You should probably check why they're asking you for that. And in keeping with our city's long-standing practice of recognizing the many cultures and communities that make Hoboken special. Wait a minute. So they fly foreign flags in the City Hall of Hoboken? Just at random, if someone asks, hey, will you fly my German flag up there? Oh, sure, why not? Hey, can you fly my flag from Swaziland? Oh, sure, why not? Can you fly my flag from Norway? Oh, sure, why not? I got an idea. Don't do that. That's dumb. Anyway, in Front Page Magazine, fact check, media falsely claims GOP held Miami for 30 years. Now, this is funny because I saw this. So there was a recent election in the city of Miami for mayor, right? And now the mayor that was there, the incumbent, whatever, was a Republican. And then the Democrat that was already favored to win by quite a bit won the mayor race, right? And for some reason, I saw the media talking about this, and I'm like, is this true? The media kept saying that Miami, a big city in Florida, right? A big city in Florida was a Republican stronghold. Oh my gosh, they've been having Republican mayors for as long as the eye can see. And I was like, that doesn't sound right. So anyway, here. The media decided to ignore the existence of the former chair of the Florida Democratic Party and claims it's been 30 years. Eileen Higgins will win Miami's mayor race, CNN projected, breaking a nearly 30-year GOP hold. Miami elects first woman mayor, ends GOP's 28-year hold of control of City Hall. Democrat mayors flip Miami's mayor's office, winning control for the first time in nearly 30 years. I mean, wait a minute, what? So let's see here. Manny Diaz, the former chair of the Florida Democratic Party until recently, served as mayor until 2009. He technically ran as an independent, but the Miami mayoral elections tend not to be that formally political. In Miami, Eileen Higgins, the first white liberal woman to be elected to mayor. She's the first non-Latino to be elected in 30 years. And if the parties had been reversed, you'd know exactly how the media would be spinning the story of a white politician ending 30 years of Latino governance. Is she the first Democrat in 30 years? Absolutely not. Manny Diaz, a Democrat, but they don't, they ran as independent because they don't do partisan elections in the mayor race, I guess. I don't know. But it was like, the media doesn't even need to tell this particular lie. Flipping an office Republicans had held for 16 years is fine too, but 30 years just sounds better. The media isn't here to report the news or even tell fact-based narratives, but to do whatever it can to help its party, whatever. So, all right, there's some other articles I got open, plus the aggregators there. I'm gonna end on that spot. So anyway, let me get rid of this, and there we go. All right, so I'm back tomorrow. We'll do our Free for All Friday. And by the way, just FYI, just a side note, my mother-in-law is doing well, not great, but well, and she's home relaxing. I'm going to go visit her today because Lady Boomer's going to be down in Dallas or Austin or somewhere. My wife's going to Texas today, so I'm going to be hanging out with my mother-in-law a little more than I normally do. Although I do like hanging out with my mother-in-law. She's a very nice lady. But thank you for those who thought good thoughts and all the, or if you prayed or whatever, or just said nice things. I appreciate that. She's doing well. And my dog's doing well because my dog was sick for a while. We were afraid we were going to have to put my dog down, and he got better, just came right back. And we're like, oh, okay, good. Because, we were touch and go there for a while. So my family's doing pretty good. And Me, well, I'm okay. I got to get that other hip replaced though. But anyway, that's too much information. I got to go. Here's the links from today. I was just killing time while I was trying to get these links. There's today's links from the show and more, and the aggregator and all that stuff. So check out what's going on. You all have a great day. My name is PDawgKnight, and I am out of here. Bye-bye. Have a lovely day.
Hey, this is PDawgKnight, and thank you for watching today on the PDawgKnight Channel. If you have an observation or remark you'd like to make about this video or my channel, I absolutely welcome you to write it in the comment section down below. I really look forward to hearing from you. And before you go, if you like what you saw but you're not already subscribed, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and definitely click that bell that pops up afterward so you'll be notified when I post new videos or when we go live. I broadcast my live show, The Morning Night Live, Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Eastern, 9 o'clock Central. A special thank you to all supporters of this channel who share our videos on social media and who make donations through the Streamlabs link, which is also in the description down below. Thanks again, and until next time, I'm PDawgKnight, and I'm out of here.